Hey, what's going on, everyone? Tyler Boronski. You're watching my YouTube channel where I'm sitting down with recognizable faces in entertainment and the digital space. Today's guest has accumulated almost 1 million followers on TikTok for his point of view comedy sketches, whether it's relatable scenarios from his own life, whether it's for his fictional character, Junior. Promise you, man, they're really funny. It's really good stuff. So Leo González, thanks so much for taking the time, bro. How are you doing?
Yeah, of course. Thank you. So I'm good, Tyler. How are you?
Doing well, man. And I think you're doing a little better because I want to get into some of the big news for you lately with Mr. Will Smith, because I'm just scrolling through my Instagram. I see, your video pop up. I'm like, oh, cool. It's Leo's video. Not from your account. It's Will Smith's account. I'm seeing this and I was like, man, this is crazy, because I had just talked to you to set this interview up. So take me through when you found out and your reaction when you saw his post that you were featured on Will Smith's Instagram with 55 million plus people seeing that.
Okay, so I was in the middle of washing dishes and I get a text from someone, one of my friends, and she was like, what are you feeling? And I was like, what do you like? She's like, did you not see, like, go to Will's Instagram? And I clicked it in and I was like my jaw dropped. So I was like, I for sure, I was like, nah, this is not his account. I was like trying to click on the check mark and I was like, did someone like copy and paste the check mark? Like I was so shook. I immediately came to my roommate's room. He was asleep. And I just was like, I usually knock on his door like this. I'm usually like, because I don't like knocking. Like I just feel like, ooh, if you're there, I just knock like, but on this one, I was like, yeah. And he was up, he was like, what, are you okay? And I showed him the phone and we were just like screaming. These last few days, I've still been like rechecking because I'm like trying to make sure that it's real. I think part of it is like, I'm trying to make sure that it's real. And then the other part is like, did he delete it? Like, let me find out Will's toxic and deleted it.
I just checked before. You're still good, man. You're still up there. So.
And that day I got some new opportunities because of him. So I just feel super fortunate right now to, I don't know. It feels silly. Like it feels so like, it's so random.
It was a little random, but I mean, it was your time, man. It was due. You've been making these videos for a while now, and sometimes you kind of need that, I don't want to say like break or whatever, but just someone to kind of lift you up. You have a platform of your own, but man, to get someone like that to boost you up, that's pretty insane.
To like go and put in a whole post, I was like, that is so unnecessary. Just like there's other actors that I love that just sent me a DM and I was just like, oh my gosh, like they think I'm a good actor. Like they think that some of you that it's good or whatever. But like he just took it to like this level where I just felt so emotionally like full. Like I felt so validated that day.
I mean, you touch a little bit on the business side of maybe some opportunities that came for you afterwards, but just when the floodgates happen, the reception from maybe people but then also just on the business side of receiving more opportunities. What was that like once a post went out and started your phone probably buzzing after that?
Well, that day he brought my Instagram 10,000 new followers that day. I got a lot of DMs from people that are just his fans that kind of just came. And that part was so nice because it just shows they just are just so happy for you. Like that was like the best part. There were people that were just like saying really nice things, and people that were just like just letting you know, like, I'm praying for you, I'm excited for you and everything that's coming up. And I was like, you don't even know me. I got like an interview too for like BuzzFeed. Like we did an interview for them. They're gonna do like a little feature thing, and that was super exciting too because that's just like I watch stuff like theirs, stuff like yours. I love that kind of stuff. I studied journalism, and so I just feel weird being on, like, I didn't expect to be on this set because I love interviewing people like you, like yours. I like your videos. I'm obsessed with.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, just that opportunity and some other ones that are gonna be coming out soon, hopefully.
Absolutely. And last thing on the Will Smith thing, but I mean, he said, Leo, hit me up. Will, I don't know if you know, it's probably not as simple to just hit you up. So what is the process of actually trying to get a collab happen with Will Smith and I don't know, get in touch with his team?
Well, I read it and I was like, nah, I'm good. Thank you, though. Just kidding. Could you imagine if I was just like, that's sweet. I DM'd him that day. I DM'd him like a few minutes after the post. And then I went to TikTok and I saw he also commented on my TikTok video. I was like, Will, like, what is going on? A few hours later, he hit me back up. So yeah, I had told him like, I'm excited to work with you on anything. I thought he was just being like kind and just saying it, you know. I'm just like, yeah, hit me up. Yeah. And I was like, I'd love to, I'd be honored. But I was like, not trying to come off too thirsty. I'm like, not me simping for Will Smith. Yeah, I sent him my email and he said that he would, his people would be in touch, and they actually hit me up yesterday. But whatever it is, I'm down. And I will say, like, I spent yesterday, I had a few things to take care of, and before I took off, I was just like watching, like on YouTube, I was watching like Will Smith's most powerful scenes, and I was just like watching them, and I was like,
where's the one from Fresh Prince or whatever when he's talking about dad?
Yeah, the Uncle
that
Phil
one's always
one.
a killer, man.
How come you don't want me, man?
I'm ready. Whatever it is, I'm down. I'm so excited.
Absolutely, man. And we're looking forward to seeing when that happens. And I like how you made a video on TikTok in response when he said, hit me up, like rehearsing once you're on Jimmy Kimmel, you know. Oh man, Will, he's the same dude, man.
He was such a gracious guy. I gotta say something about Will Smith. What you see is what you get. And I mean that.
All celebrities do the same interview when they talk about working with the
What is that like for you? You know, you think of an idea like that. What's the process of you like coming up with your script?
Honestly, it's super random. I will just think about it. I was in the middle of shooting a different skit the other night, and it was like, I think it was the day of the Will, I'm like the day of the Will Smith message. It's like BW before Will and after Will. I just thought about, you know, it would be funny. It would be like, but just an interview like every celebrity does. And I was like, I'll just do one like that. And so I didn't write anything for that one. And I think it kind of shows because you can see it. You can see like I'm literally just coming up with it as I go. But some of them I write everything out. I have my journal here. I have a bunch of different script ideas here for different.
Cool.
Like, I'll just have different concepts, and sometimes when I'm like in a little bit of a rush, like I'll just grab a random note and just start writing stuff, just to not lose it. If I can, I like to shoot 2 TikToks in the same day. I post once a day, so I like to have some lined up if I can. But sometimes they're super random, and I'll just see a moment in front of me, and I'll like take a picture or take a little video so I can use it as my green screen background for when I get home, and I can talk to myself in peace.
That's cool, man. Well, I mean, for that one, I like that one a lot because, you know, you said maybe you didn't put as much time into that one, but I could tell. I mean, it was a one shot. So I'm like, oh man, that's pretty impressive. He's kind of rolling, whether you're ad-libbing or not. I thought that was pretty impressive. Like,
Thanks.
I was like,
well,
no cuts.
I think people like us. I'm assuming that like we always kind of have that like interview rehearsal for a late night talk show. So it was ad-lib, but a lot of it was already just like,
yeah, you've thought about it.
In the shower in 5th grade. Like,
I see this with TikTok creators a lot. It starts off with maybe just making videos for fun, but then it gets to a point where it becomes like a career. There's the business aspect comes into play. What were some of those moments where that switch happened from just for fun to this is maybe my career moving forward?
When I started this, I was living in Nevada a year. I moved to LA just 4.5 months ago. And so when I was over there, I just had a moment where I was just like, you know, like I'm just gonna try to take it a little more seriously. And I just feel like there's some momentum right now. I have a lot of people that support me, like personal friends that tell me I'm funny. There's been just different celebrities that have DM'd me just to say something about my acting, just to say something like super specific. Because of that, I think I had decided to come to LA, and I came with no job. I left my job over there. I came with no job and like $2,000, which was nothing for LA, obviously. And But when I got here, I had like got like a sponsor thing, and then after that, I got like a few just kind of came in, and so that's when around that time is when I kind of started assembling a little system so that I can organize it, because I do have like outside of what I've been working on, I do work on logistical stuff for my mom, who lives like 3.5-4 hours away. She's sick, so I work on a lot of stuff for her. So that's when I kind of knew I was like, I should have someone else to do this stuff, this side, so I can focus on my things that I got to take care of, and just like trying to be as creative as I can without having to you know, be in that too, because it's too much, I think.
Definitely, yeah. You have a lot going on your plate. Sometimes you have to give it off a little bit, you know, some of the other responsibilities, and focus on what you need to do, you know.
And it's hard. I mean, it's just weird, because like I still don't understand it. Like, it happened super quick, Tyler. I was working at a TV station, and my intention was to be a news reporter, and that's what I was working towards at that time. And then out of nowhere it happened, and so like this is all brand new territory for me, and so I've just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be feeling or thinking.
I think everyone kind of has these moments like in their life, whether it's something like where you have a platform or not, but you bet on yourself, and that's what you did, making the move, you know, to go to LA, whether, you know, you didn't have much to start, but it seems betting on yourself is working so far, the snowball effect with opportunities. And you know, I give you props for doing that, man, because I'm sure that was a hard decision, and I'm glad to see it paying off for someone like you, you know, so far.
Thank you.
I want to go touch on what you just said, you know, working before this at a TV network, because some of my favorite videos of yours is when you have stuff related to a news reporter. I work at a sports TV network out in my full-time job, so I was like, man, this guy gets it. And once I did some research, I'm like, okay, now I know why he gets it. Some of these little like intricate things about TV networks. So what are some of your favorite like mannerisms when it comes to like on-air talent and news reporters? I got some of my own, but I want to hear some of yours. So.
I like to roast reporters. When I was like working to be a reporter, like I really heavily have been impacted. I don't know if you know them, but like my favorite reporter is Hallie Jackson. She's I want to say she's a White House correspondent. She is the baddest in the business. I love her so much. For years, I've been looking at her style. I've been watching the news since I was like 9. That's when I was like, okay, I want to be a reporter. I studied the news like crazy every day. It's so interesting now watching them, because I'm like, can we relax a little bit? I get it, but like, you're like at the opening day of like a donut shop. Like, why? Like, can we maybe relax? This was, I think, my 4th channel that I worked at. So it's so interesting watching like the people who are the same person, and then the people who like go from like, I did a video kind of talking about like, I think they go like from like chunti and like just like chilling, and then they just like turn on their voice. I love that they change their voice.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing. Or a lot of reporters like to do this thing where they kind of like pull this I don't know what this little muscle is, and so like, breaking news tonight, and then I'm like, okay, relax. Like, you can just say it. You can just say it professionally, respectfully, without hurting yourself.
Dude, like one of my favorites working with talent is like, and you kind of made a video related to this, where like news reporters, when they're not on air, like them just having conversations like on the side.
Yeah.
Dude, it happens all the time. And then like, I like seeing how comfortable some of these on-air talents get, because I'll hear like F-bombs, nothing. They hear the 3, 2, 1. Man, at 1, they're good at turning on the switch and getting back to normal. But I'm like, man, you guys are comfortable right now, not worrying about no hot mic. And I feel like the show is interrupting your guys' conversation. Like, they'll just be chatting, man, with whoever, and they'd be like, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we gotta do this little segment. Back to our conversation once we're in break.
It's scary. 2 of the stations I worked at, I did audio.
Okay.
And like my last job, I did audio it would be for 2 hours of news straight, 4 different shows. And so I would be doing it, and I'm like, get tired at some point. And so I get so scared. I'm like, okay, just hold on. like, hold on, and you can talk right now, but just let me make sure I cut the mic real quick. And they're like, up to that second, they're like, yeah, no. And I don't think that she even likes him.
Yeah.
Like, no. And then like, literally like the tag is coming for this story. And they're like, yeah, Kevin, thanks for that report. Really important information. And I'm like, you didn't even watch it.
We had a scenario the other day, and I'll wrap it up here, but like we had a new on-air talent like join pretty recently, and we had like a 2-minute break for whatever, a little longer break. Dude's like, oh, can I run to the bathroom real quick? I'm like, okay, real quick, man, because you're gonna be back on air soon. Doesn't turn off the mic, so we all hear in the headset, that's not he's not pouring coffee right there. So, and the other on-air talent's like, is he gonna be back in time for on-air? They're like, the director's like, yeah, he just flushed, he's on his way back. So, dude, I was dying. As you know, like, it wouldn't have gone on air. Watching for that, but I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, man, that's some newbie stuff, man. Not the first to do it, not the last. Hey, Leo, I appreciate you coming on, man. This was great. I love the fact that the Will Smith happened for you, man. I love seeing your videos. That's like what I like about TikTok too. It's given a lot of people platforms, but I like people like you that I feel like have like a legitimate talent that, you know, can make this a career moving forward. And I'm glad to see you get the recognition, man. Talk soon, and thanks again for doing this.
Of course. Thank you, Tyler.